This video is sponsored by SkillShare, but we'll talk more about that later. A lot of people assume that all they need to do to build a successful creative career is to just learn a particular skill like design or animation, but that's far from the truth. Millions of people watch Blender tutorials every single day, but just a few of them actually build successful careers in this space. And that is because technical skills alone is just a foundation. There are many layers of skills you need to learn. Today we'll talk about 4 important ones and also how and why you should pay attention to them. Technical skills. This is the one everyone knows about. If you want to be in the creative space, you need to spend time learning the specific technical skills. So you want to be a motion designer, you need to learn some softwares, you need to learn how to use them, you need to be at least quite proficient in using this software. You need to understand some general design concepts like colors, composition, framing. And then the crazy thing is, when it comes to technical skills, you can go as deep and specific as possible. There are so many branches, there are so many rabbit holes you could get lost in. Just pick one and master it. And if you can afford it, I would actually prefer the course route because they have all these things organized for you. Going through YouTube is nice, especially if you are starting out, but it's going to be difficult for you to get very organized curriculum for whatever you're trying to learn. So to build a successful creative career, the people that are going to be paying you must know that you're actually good at doing what you do. So this is even non-negotiable. Try as much as possible every day to spend some time on that skill you're trying to learn and master it. Just get better and better. Something you can do is find communities. Communities help you out a lot when you're starting out. It feels like you're the only one trying to learn this and there's no one else on earth that is going through whatever you're going through if you're learning alone. But if you find a community of people around you, they just help you and they push you, and you see that other people are actually putting effort into it, and it just helps you grow. So this is a point for me to shamelessly plug my Discord community. It's free access to every single one of you. The link will be in the description. Join in. If you have questions, you can ask. It's a community for 3D animators, whatever software you're using. Just come in and hang out. The second skill we'll talk about here is communication skill. That is really important. And people don't tell you this. People just tell you to get good at 3D modeling or get super good at animation. And they don't tell you that you would actually have to communicate with people, communicate with clients, communicate with team members to actually make this work. Even if you don't want to work with clients and you just want to create content, it's still communication. You will still have to communicate with people. So if you can find ways to actually search for articles, search for courses, classes on the issue of communication to learn how to speak better. Side note, learning to speak very fluent English is actually an essential when it comes to building a successful career, especially if you want to venture into international markets. If English is not your first language, I would actually recommend that you spend some time watching some popular American shows or some British shows. Watch some movies, whatever gets you entertained, so that you keep hearing how they actually speak English. It's essential. And many people don't talk about this often. There is nothing as bad as you communicating with the clients and typing an email and it's filled with typographical error, grammatical error. These things make them not take you seriously. So apart from actually speaking, learning how to communicate ideas is very essential. I've had issues a lot in the past working as a creative director. I'm working with clients and I'm also working with other creatives. Being able to translate whatever the client's intention is to creative language for the creative people to understand, it's a totally different type of communication and nobody tells you these things. Being able to go into a potential client meeting and be able to communicate your value without overselling, without over pitching. Just by the way you speak, you communicate that you actually know what you're doing and you can actually handle their project. Being able to take the client's vision, understand it and reproduce it, it's an entire skill. So try to pay attention to that today and actually level up on your communication. You could try recording yourself on your phone, you don't need to post it. You could try speaking to a mirror just to get very fluent. And when it comes to money, it's essential that you are very comfortable with speaking about money. Even though you have never charged $1,000, $2,000, $5,000 for a project before, you should actually practice it. Stare in the mirror and say these things. I charge $1,000 for this project. I recommend you check out the Future YouTube channel on YouTube. They talk a lot about these things. If you are looking for some direction when it comes to learning new skills for your creative career, then look no further because SkillShare has got you covered. If you've never heard of them before, which I highly doubt, SkillShare is an online learning community with so many amazing classes for creatives like you and I. Whether you want to learn creative skills or level up your creative career. Recently, I took these 2 classes and I've learned a lot from them, especially the one about building a sharp, smart online presence, which guided me through the process of building an online presence to help me level up my creative business. It took me through how to operate as a business owner while also being a creative person, figuring out branding, optimizing my website and social media, all that good stuff. I'm still going to take some more classes on productivity because that will be super valuable to me. If you didn't know, SkillShare is ad-free and they have new premium classes being added all the time, so there is always something new to learn. Now SkillShare is giving you guys, the Creative Staff community, access to the complete library of all their classes on the platform for a whole month. The first 1,000 people to use the first link in the description will get a 1-month free trial of SkillShare. Thanks so much to SkillShare for sponsoring this video. Let's get back to our list of skills. The next skill I want to talk about is negotiation skill. I am so grateful that I paid attention to this early on, because if you don't, you're going to be stuck at a particular level for a long time, and I don't want that to be your reality. Learn how to negotiate in a business setting. You're in a meeting with a client, you're on a call. Look, there are strategies, there are tactics, there are books upon books, there are videos upon videos talking about negotiation. What do you do when a client says, "I'll get back to you"? I'm sure a lot of you ask that question, and I'm sure a lot of you have been in that situation before, when a client is like, "I'll get back to you," and they never message you anymore. For example, one thing I learned from studying negotiation is that when someone says, "I'll get back to you," don't just say okay, don't just say thank you. You need to find a way to schedule the next meeting while you are on the current meeting. So if you are talking to a client and you're like, "Okay, we can get back to you," agree on a time. "Okay, you're going to get back to me at this specific time on this specific day," and when they agree to that, actually set up a meeting so it becomes concrete in their mind. When people say, "I'll get back to you," half the time they're not actually thinking about it, or they are probably going to some other option. But if they go on their calendar and they see that 2 days from now I'm actually having a meeting with this person, it becomes concrete, it becomes real to them. And you wouldn't know these things if you don't study negotiation. So guys, one skill is never enough. There are a lot of things that come together to creating a successful career. I would also recommend the Future YouTube channel to you, and also Alex Hormozi. They talk about negotiation a lot, especially the future. The last skill I'm going to be talking about for now would be team management skill. This is one of those skills that I didn't even know that I needed till like a year ago. I'm one of those people that enjoy working alone. I like my own space. I like handling everything and knowing that, oh, the entire creative direction is coming from me. And I'm sure that some of you watching this video right now are also like that. So I never thought of working with people as being an essential skill that I needed to learn. But when my business started to grow and I started taking more people on to help me out with projects, I realized that this is an essential skill. How do you make sure everyone is on the same page? How do you handle timelines? How do you give criticism? A lot of people don't know how to give criticism, because most clients don't actually know how to give criticism. They will either say, "Oh, I love it," or "I hate it." It's one of the two extremes. "Oh, I like it, it's really nice," or "Nah, this is crap." But there is an entire process to give a creative person criticism. Most creative people I know are very soft and emotional, especially when it has to do with something they created. They are actually connected to it emotionally. So there is a way to communicate that you need something changed, that you need something corrected. Something I learned very recently is that you don't treat everyone the same way. The fact that you have 5 different designers on your team doesn't mean that they are the same exact person. Each person has their strengths, each person has their weaknesses. I recently learned that you shouldn't expect the same thing from everybody. They are not robots. Some people deliver faster, some people deliver slower. Some people need more explanation, some people need more clarity, while some other people, they just get it immediately. But you can't learn all these things if you don't pay attention to team management. If someone like me doesn't tell you that team management is actually important, consciously learn how to do it. You will just keep making mistakes and mistakes and mistakes until you realize yourself, and you have probably wasted months and wasted important projects. So this is something that you should start paying attention to if you want to operate at a higher level in the creative industry. I hope you are pumped and excited to dive into these newly found skills and level up in each and every one of them. If you learned something from this video, please demolish that like button and please subscribe to my YouTube channel so other people can also get to see this video. Let me know in the comments if you think that there are other necessary career skills that I didn't mention in this video. Until next time, stay awesome guys. Peace.